So here we just have a quick walk round and mini review of this 1993 Bentley Brooklands. So it's the non-turbo. It's basically when the Silver Spirit 2 came out. This was probably about 2 years after. About 91 they changed. There was a lot of revisions, and the part 2 came out of the Rolls Royces and Bentleys of the time, and then this replaced, I believe, the Mulsanne and the 8. So it's a non-turbo, and so it's not quite as sporty. It hasn't got any of the kit on. The wheels are pretty ordinary on the early ones. Because it's got the coach work. It's in okay condition, this one. It's not it's okay for the age. I mean, it's over 30 years old. A couple of little things need doing, but yeah, it runs beautifully. It's only done 90,000 miles, full service history, and it was last purchased by the last owner from Hanwell Car Centre. Yeah, the non-turbo ones have got the black on the badge. The turbo are red. Let's have a look. No, I think that I've got the wrong key for that. I think it's got the quarter badges. And the bonnet, you might notice, is gleaming. That's just been painted because that had some sun damage. So yeah, I've just had that painted, and yeah, it's got a private number plate that it came with. But yeah, we'll have a look inside. And I do actually prefer to be honest, the earlier ones, which that one is next door. That's a Turbo R, an earlier one, and basically they're just a bit more analog with this. I mean, it's a stunning car. It looks beautiful inside, and this stitching on the doors is something that is a later addition. That wasn't on the earlier ones, and the dash is different on this one to the earlier ones as well. This seating is a new seating that's different. In fact, this seating with this stitching is the same as in the Rollses, and those doors of the Rolls of the early ones don't have that, but this has the airbag. This is also the later 4-speed gearbox, and it's not column shift anymore. I prefer the column shift. Look, if you look down there, that's the stick for it. You lift it up to move it backwards and forwards. I mean, it is stunning inside still. It's, you know, got beautiful wood. I mean, that's leather roll top, and these are good for the comfort. The armrests, I love those. And on these ones though, the temperature gauges are down here rather than up here. I must say, I really prefer it when it's up here. When you're driving, it's a bit more difficult to look down there, but you do get used to it. It's got, like the turbo, it's got 2 different horns, a normal horn and an air horn. These later ones as well, they've got this lovely wooden slides back for the mirror. There you go. It's a bit still, do that later. And because it's a Bentley, of course, it has the rev counter. The Rollses don't have that unless specified. It's got the same 6 3/4 engine. And let's just pop the bonnet. Oh, and the later ones as well, they have these vents on each end. The early ones only have these 2, which to be honest is good enough, but yeah, that's why everything's a different configuration. And yeah, this airbag, the later ones, the early ones, they definitely didn't have that. This centre bit there, that is now digital. If I put this in, you can see that coming up. Before that was, well, the gears were analogue. So was the trip control, and to be honest, yeah, I just prefer it all analogue. I really don't like digital so much. I think the more analogue for me, the better. Everyone has their preference. The wood's lovely. It's got inlay there. You got the Bentley. There you go, Bentley Motors Limited. When it was still Rolls-Royce motor cars, sadly not anymore. I loved it when they were both together, made it crew, proper heritage rather than BMWs made from Goodwood with badges with Rolls-Royce on. Here is the engine. That is where you would normally have the turbo. It's just got a blanking plate, so they've got a big empty space there. Yeah, it's still fairly powerful. Again, on these later ones, it's got all this plastic on. You didn't have that before, so it does mean that if you want to check certain levels, you've got to take them off. Around here, so under here is where the hydraulic reservoirs are. So before you could just see it, now you've got to take this off to do it. There's for the engine oil. So we put the engine oil in. That's the dipstick. Power steering fluid, water, and washer. And something I love about these as well, there's no struts. It's just complete balance. It's in balance wherever you have it. It's completely balanced with this over engineering. So as long as you look after it, it's never going to wear out, whereas struts don't seem to last all that long. This is a few details about the paint, the trim as well, and yeah, I think that completes that. It's got the flying bee, and again it's got the black on the badge rather than the red, because it's the excuse me, it's the non-turbo, whereas if you look at the turbo, it's got the red. And yeah, I much prefer this older one. I prefer the analog drive. The turbo, it makes it a lot more fun car, whereas this one's still lovely, a bit more sedate, but yeah, it still feels like a Bentley, and yeah, it's still a great car. So if you think of get one, I do recommend them. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.